Okay, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Hashem Rakakadash. This is a video concerning the atrocities and genocide that's being done of the Ukrainian people at this point, and a bunch of dead bodies laying all around about. These are the sort of things that's coming to America. Okay, and so we're going to show this video that we got here on let's see, YouTube. How about that? Right, okay. And so we're gonna go to
running for their lives.
Tonight, the deadly mass shooting in downtown Sacramento, leaving 6 dead, 12 others injured. Gunfire erupting on crowded streets in a popular nightclub area. People scrambling for safety from the relentless shooting. The search today for whoever was responsible. Ukraine accuses Russia of genocide as horrific images emerge showing dead civilians, some appearing to have been executed. Towns Russia has retreated from, now filled with the dead.
We believe that Russian forces have committed war crimes.
How Russia is responding. Amid the horror, so many have fled Ukraine, but now some refugees are returning there. Why they're coming back. Spring break travel troubles, thousands of flights canceled, long lines wrapping through airports, passengers stranded. What caused the breakdown?
This is NBC Nightly News with Kate Snow.
Good evening. How many unending tragedies does it take before we begin to cure the sickness in this country? Those were the words of the mayor of Sacramento today, describing an overnight mass shooting involving what he called assault weapons. 6 people were killed, 12 others wounded. Listen to this video posted on social media, and you can hear just how fast the shots came. Authorities today asked the public to help by submitting photos or videos as they try to piece together what happened. Guad Venegas is in Sacramento for us and starts us off tonight.
A horrific scene after a night out in downtown Sacramento. A barrage of gunfire ripping through the crowded sidewalks, drawing nearby officers to the scene.
Multiple victims, CPR is in progress.
Officers nearby hearing the gunshots rush to help the victims.
Around 2 a.m. this morning, officers heard gunshots near 10th Street and K Street and saw people running. They were on scene almost immediately.
We were running. This lady went down. I guess she got hit in the leg, like right across from us.
Bystanders running for their lives.
All we heard was just gunshots, at least automatic gun. After that, we heard gunshots fired back.
The shooting taking place shortly after 2 a.m. when bars in downtown Sacramento were closing after a busy Saturday night. The victims' families waking up to the tragic news and now searching for answers. Pamela Harris lost her son Sergio.
It's crazy. And I'm just to the point right now, I don't know what to do. I don't even think this is real. I feel like it's a dream.
Sacramento's mayor offering support to the families.
This is a senseless and unacceptable tragedy, and I emphasize the word unacceptable.
Sacramento police now asking witnesses to submit videos while acknowledging some of those shared on social media appear to show a fight that preceded the gunfire. It is unclear if the fight was related to the shooting.
And Guad joins me now from the scene. It's still an active investigation. Guad, what more have you learned?
Kate, just minutes ago, Sacramento police informed of the 6 that died. 3 were adult men, 3 were adult women. They've also recovered at least 1 stolen handgun, and they now know there were multiple shooters at the scene. Kate?
All right, Guad, thank you. Now to the other major story of the day. We're getting our first look at what Ukraine's president is calling a genocide. As Russia's forces pull out of areas around Kyiv, we're starting to see very disturbing images of the death that they have left behind. And we warn you, they are graphic. Gabe Gutierrez is in Ukraine.
Tonight, there are mounting calls for an international war crimes investigation as more grim images emerge from the suburbs of Kyiv. Bodies lying in the streets of Bucha. Men on bicycles, some with hands tied behind their backs. Civilians massacred. Those people were just walking and Russian troops shot them without any reason, this man says.
You can't help but see these images as a punch to the gut.
Ukrainian authorities are now checking the bodies for landmines. While Russia today claimed the disturbing images were staged, President Zelensky is not mincing words.
This is genocide. The elimination of the whole nation.
As Russian forces retreat in northern cities, the new images show what they left behind. Their tanks obliterated as the Ukrainians mounted a fierce counterattack. The human cost is stunning. This is a mass grave.
I think those are sick people.
Irina Sovsun is a member of the Ukrainian parliament who lives in Kyiv. She says the atrocity now visible in its suburbs makes any talk of a peace deal seem a long way off.
Frankly speaking, we just betray the memory of the victims because we need victory and we need justice.
There were new explosions today in southern Ukraine. Russia says airstrikes near the historic port city of Odessa destroyed an oil refinery and several fuel storage facilities.
It's scary to know that it's so close to you.
Valerie and her young daughter Yasmina left Irpin, another ravaged suburb near the capital.
It was a huge struggle for me to make this decision, and I didn't want to leave my own town.
Tonight, her neighbors surrounding Kyiv are counting their dead. The latest atrocity in a war with no shortage.
So hard to watch. Gabe joins us live from Lviv, Ukraine. Gabe, what's the latest on the peace talks you mentioned?
Kate, Russia's chief negotiator says that work on a peace treaty will resume tomorrow, but at this point he does not share the same optimism about a potential meeting between Presidents Putin and Zelensky. Kate?
All right, Gabe, thank you. Despite all the devastation and death, thousands of refugees are actually traveling back across the border into Ukraine to return to their homes. Why are they risking their lives after initially fleeing to safety? Dasha Burns spoke with returning Ukrainians at the border with Poland.
With suitcases behind them and children in tow, the scene at the Medica border crossing in Poland now feels familiar. Only these people aren't fleeing the war. They're returning to it. Home. We want to go home, Oha tells me. We want our homes. We want our soil. At the start of the war, the traffic on this path was one way. By early March, 200,000 people a day were fleeing Ukraine. Saturday, it was just 37,000. And as word of Russia's military campaign moving east spreads, more people are deciding it's time to go back home. The direction I'm heading is toward Poland, towards safety. The people walking past me this way, they are heading back to Ukraine. In fact, yesterday in the Lviv region, more people returned than left. The Ukrainian border guard says more than 30,000 returned Saturday. Wives missing husbands, parents missing children, and children like 8-year-old Veronica missing mom. I will hug my mom, she tells me. I will say, Mom, I have been missing you so much. I am incomplete without you, and I don't want to be apart. Veronica's brother Oleg is 13. Both their mom and dad are in the military. This is scary and tough, he says. That you can be shot and the village can be bombed again. It's so scary. I miss them a lot. I miss my parents. And that longing is why we found people waiting for trains and lining up at the border by car. Tatiana Lutsishina is from Kyiv.
How to say, hard with Ukraine. That's why we want to go home.
Are they worried for their safety? Of course. But their love of both country and family is calling them home. Right now, the phone indicated a threat, she says. But we are going anyway. Tomorrow, we might flee again. But for today, we are going home.
Okay.
Dasha Burns, NBC News, Medica, Poland.
Now to the flight chaos upending air travel here in the U.S. This weekend, more than 9,800 flights have been delayed in and out of the U.S. and 3,500 flights canceled. It comes in the middle of spring break travel rush. Jesse Kirsch explains what's to blame.
Tonight, spring break up in the air for thousands. Many stuck in long lines with flights canceled this weekend.
My kids are going to miss school Monday.
Severe weather grounding hundreds of flights in Florida alone, leaving frustrated passengers stranded.
$200 love voucher is not going to cut it, especially when I have to pay $500 a night for a room.
The headaches cascading across the country. Travelers stuck from New York.
I have no idea if we're going to get on a plane tonight or not.
To Chicago.
I was trying to get home before my birthday, which is today. She's pregnant.
This weekend, FlightAware tracking more than 900 cancellations for Southwest, over 600 for American, more than 270 for Delta, and over 500 for JetBlue. Southwest Airlines apologizing, blaming technology maintenance, weather, and airspace issues for its headaches. Experts stress that carrier had a tougher weekend than others based on its network, but they're not the only ones struggling.
It's kind of the luck of the draw in a way. And so, next week it could be American in Dallas or, Delta in Atlanta. All it takes is one or two events, and airlines are getting better at recovering, but they're not there yet.
But passengers like Kelly Olson don't want excuses. Her family's hours-long layover in Baltimore has turned into a 2-night stay.
We're missing out on 2 nights at our resort. We can't rebook the Disney ticket for later in the week because it's spring break and they've maxed out everything there.
Jesse joins me now from LaGuardia Airport in New York. So when can we expect flights to get back to normal, Jesse?
Well, Kate, some experts estimated it could be Tuesday or Wednesday before the mess clears up for multiple airlines. But if we get more bad weather, that timeline could change. Kate?
All right, thank you. Work fewer days and get paid the same? Why more companies are giving employees a 4-day work week. It is Sunday night, and in between the chores and the errands and the to-do list, how many of you really got to rest over the weekend? How would you like a 3-day weekend, every weekend? Well, more companies are offering up just that. Emily Aketa now on the rise of the 4-day work week.
With American workers' burnout and stress at all-time highs,
the Great Resignation is still here.
Employees are inventing new ways to recruit, hire, and keep qualified workers, even if it means letting them work less.
Plop that down here.
New York-based online clothing company Primary is joining the growing ranks of businesses now offering a flexible 4-day work week.
Employees said it was life-changing.
In 2020, it switched from 5 days to 4, reducing hours without reducing pay. Primary CEOs say that's helped boost morale and the company's bottom line.
It was important to us to give people back time so that they could truly recharge, so that when they come back to work on Monday, they are really ready for the week.
Do you feel like you're able to retain and hire employees better than other companies?
We've had amazing success retaining talent on the team, and I think that the 4-day work week is a part of that.
The perk, a dream come true for Ray Baker.
Now, I just want to put some word on that. The different thing that's going on over there in Ukraine, okay? And we have the word here. This is 2 Esdras chapter 16, King James Version. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Because America is a Babylon city, okay, over here. And in this part of the region, that's what America is, the land of confusion. All that's going on over there in Ukraine, that's Russia, that nation bringing themselves back onto their nation, okay? Because the democracy and everything that was the government format over there has not been working for Russia. And so Russia is trying to bring its nation back unto themselves, okay? Because the Bible says that all nations will, in the end days, the nations will draw back unto themselves. Okay, so that's pretty much what's going on there. I want to get down here to verse. Let's see. I don't have my glasses. Let's see. For strong is this right hand that bendeth the bow. Okay. his arrow, which is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, his arrows, that's those missiles, those thermonuclear missiles, and that he shooteth are sharp, high tech, very high tech, and it shall not miss. That's right, because they're going to be straight guided by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai himself. He's going to be inside them. A furious fire, okay, a swirling furious fire, you know. When they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, okay, to the ends of the world. That means, that knocks out, that's a cold cut to those who like to sit up and say, well, this is talking about real arrows. No, because what arrows and who you've known and where has anyone shot an arrow out of a bow and arrow, okay, and it went to the ends of the world? That has never happened. We're talking about the actual thermonuclear missiles, those ICBMs, okay, that they shall be bathed up in the heavens, okay. What is Isaiah chapter 34, Isaiah chapter 34, verse 5, okay. And so this is talking about the thermonuclear war that's about to come. See what's happening over there. Pretty soon, Putin, he's going to get frustrated because he's not able to, He's not able to be as strong as he thought he was. He thought he was going to just roar in with his military might and just mow down everything and just completely just overtake and overthrow. Well, no, the Ukrainian people stood up, and has fought against him. Okay, so he pretty much is getting frustrated, and pretty soon he's going to have to use some sort of chemical weaponry, or use some thermonuclear might. Okay, and so behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return. Okay, again, okay, because once these here missiles are released, that's it. Once Putin starts releasing and using thermonuclear weaponry, he's not going to stop. At that point, he'll be ready to send a nuclear missile over America, 300 miles up, and release it. Once that detonates, that'll automatically cause an EMP. An EMP that would knock out all of the electricity that's here in America. All of the electric grids here in America, okay? And the three major ones that America has, but they're like 125, 150 years old, okay? And it takes a year and a half to build one, and all of the parts are outside of America. Now, what good did that do to America? And you would think by now, out of all these years, the U.S. government would have already done thought, well, hey, how about if we put some other systems in place? There aren't any. And America government has not even set up bomb shelters for the citizens here in America. Over there in Ukraine, they got bomb shelters. Over here, I guess the people would have to use the sewer system. Drop down into the manholes. Or the subways. Not every city got subways. And so it's a real situation. It's a real situation. How vulnerable the citizens of America are. Okay, let's go on further. Okay, again, until they come upon the earth. Okay, crashing down. Isaiah chapter 34, verse 5. And I shall come down on Idumea. That's another name for what? America. We read it at the top with Babylon, Asia, Egypt, Syria. But those are spiritual names because our people fled over into those areas, and many of those people, from the northern kingdom for sure, coming out going eastward, more deeper eastward over into Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, Asia Minor, China, Japan, Singapore, the Philippines, Vietnam, and Bangkok, all these different places, where our people fled. The whole Great Wall of China, we built that. There are historians, and as well as the history itself, the oral history, as well as there are the different books that show different maps where there are all along the Great Wall of China, there were mass cities of black Jews, 20 to 30,000 strong, all along the wall of the Great Wall of China, where we were used as at first indentured servants. Then it got during the time where we a time of from I say from about 64 A.D. on up to about 74 A.D. During that time where we were fleeing from Israel and Jerusalem, primarily for sure Jerusalem, because that was the first part. The northern kingdom under Jeroboam was what was dispersed at first by General Vespasian and his son General Titus, and the Roman military dispersed them. Okay, and so this was done around at that time. Many of our people fled. First we were in the service sort of situation. Then it turned into a slavery sort of situation because we like a flood over flood, just like in Ukraine. What's going on right now? Same situation. Where those people, except for we were fleeing from a slaughter, a slavery, persecution, and execution, okay, and complete genocide. Well, in a sense, if they don't flee, the same thing would happen to them. Not slavery, but who knows what human trafficking is going on over there? We don't know. We haven't heard any everything that's been completely and truly uncovered as of yet. Okay, and so we don't know. Okay. And let's see, like as an arrow, which is shot of a mighty archer, okay, coming out of those silos, return it not, okay, return it not backward. Even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Okay, because once they hit, that's it. Once they hit, that is it. Woe is me. Woe is me. Okay, who will deliver me? This is Esdras, reincarnated into a hopeful elect today. This is Esdras. Okay, regeneration, following your house, child. Okay, this is Esdras asking this. Woe is me. Woe is me. Okay, that's two woes right there. Who will deliver me? Okay, that's three me's. In those days. What days? Talking about now. Okay, him being reincarnated now. Okay, and so that's what that's talking about. The beginning of the sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars. Okay, what wars? World War III now. And the powers shall stand in fear. Okay, the powers, okay, talking about this world, man's power shall stand in great fear. The beginning of evils, okay, evils, I mean evil, Eve, okay, meaning time, okay, ill, meaning of bad, evil, bad times, okay, evil, time, beginning of evils, beginning of bad times, okay. What shall I do when these evils, these bad times, it shall come. This is Esdras asking this. Okay? Check this out. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Okay? See, hard times is coming. What's going on over there, just like what we have went through, but this shall go again, because these woes about to come upon America. What you see is happening over there in Ukraine. All that's going to make its way around over here to America once Putin starts unleashing his chemical weaponry, as well as he's already been using his supersonic missile as a bunker buster, busting up warehouses, underground warehouses over there in Ukraine. These same things is coming here to America, and so except it's gonna be nuclear warheads on it. It's gonna be all types of plagues. Joe Biden is gonna pass. Kamala Harris is going to become the president. Okay, once she becomes president, she's going to enact a draft. It's going to have to be a draft, because none of these younger people of today in American society is going to volunteer to just go into a war situation. Okay, it's going to have to be a situation where it comes down to the neighborhoods. That's the only way that they will fight. Stand up and fight. Other than that, these young people are going to have to be drafted. And that's what's going to happen. They're going to be drafted. Okay. So I'm going to end this video off here. This is your Hebrew Israelite brother, Mishaba, here in the city of Detroit. All praises, all honor go to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. And the double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of the great millstone that taught us this truth. And also peace and salutations to the hopeful elects, okay, and that's out here pushing this truth, okay, in the highways and the byways, and the comings and the goings, and in the main marketplaces, and in the concourse, and in the hedges, the big hedges, and even the little hedges, okay, and also for you Achiums and Achiums that's learning this truth, abiding in the wings, waiting on for your opportunity to push this truth and teach this truth, okay, to those that will take this truth and run with it, okay, and run with it. So until we see each other again, remember, press like if you like my videos and you like the spiritual edification, and also press subscribe, so that way you can get more notifications by pressing the little bell, more notifications of when I'm making different videos and going live. And so, we need more subscribers, because this is a new channel. And so, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Shalom.